been this, I call it this conversation that's been going on out there, kind of like the Jordan and Kobe, Jordan and LeBron, Messi and Ronaldo. Those conversations that really invoke not only certain emotions, but they bring out a level of debate when it comes to different versions of fans regarding where they lie, right? You go into the barbershop and you start a LeBron and Kobe, or LeBron and Jordan, or Kobe and Jordan. All these things, they bring out so much, right? And you never really know where this conversation is going to land, but sometimes it gets heated because the fans are just like that. So there's been this conversation that's been going around, and people are debating who would win in a fight between Homelander, Superman, and Omni-Man. Now, again, there's no comic book depicting this because, sometimes we reference a comic book. These guys fought, this person won, right? Because if you say Batman beat Superman, somebody who's not necessarily familiar with the comics would say, how in the hell would a mere mortal beat Superman? Yeah, he beat him bad, because Batman is smart. You just need to find out. Go watch BVS, Batman vs. Superman, or read a comic. So you just can't take it off the rip, right? So the conversation has been Homelander, Superman, and Omni-Man. If they fought, who would win? Now, this is just my opinion, but I am a comic book fan. I've seen all of them. I know their respective strengths and weaknesses, and, So this is just my personal opinion of who would win if they all fought each other. Number one, the person that I know would lose badly would be Homelander. Homelander is powerful, but he has no chance in hell against Omni-Man and against Superman. He honestly does not. He does not. And you can talk to any comic book fan and they'll tell you he would not stand a chance at all. And I'm not really going to go into detail, but if you know, you know. But Homelander would lose first to either of them. Now, when it comes to Superman and Omni-Man fighting each other, now here's where I have to add a little bit of context to this. Now, the Superman we know and love would lose to Omni-Man. Now, listen to me, because it's about to change. Would lose to Omni-Man because Superman that we love holds back. Why? Because he is incredibly powerful. He never loses control. He never allows himself to lose control. Even when he's fighting superpowered beings, he's never at his full strength. So Omni-Man is always at his full strength. So you hold back against Omni-Man and he will wipe the floor with you. So in that version of Superman, because Superman has compassion, has empathy, has morality, against Omni-Man who has neither, you're going to lose. It's one of those reasons why you always wonder why somebody bad like super villains, right? Why they win oftentimes against superheroes. It's because superheroes hold back. Superheroes don't want to cross that line. Joker kills indiscriminately. Batman does not. A different version of Batman. The Batman we all think we know. Batman has a code. He doesn't want to kill. The Joker will kill, even to make a point, regardless of who you are. So it always feels like, supervillains somehow always win against superheroes because they're not afraid or break through those lines that superheroes tend to put for themselves. And again, we respect that because you can't fight criminals by being a criminal, right? One of Batman's ultimate lines, right? You You can't fight crime by being a criminal, you know? So we understand that. So the Superman we know would lose to Omni-Man, and it wouldn't even be close because he would know immediately that this guy's holding back. Now, let's flip it. How about the Superman who's been turned by Darkseid? The evil Superman, we call him, because he's now been influenced by the anti-life equation. Now, he doesn't care. Now, he basically utilizes his entire power. And we know this version if you've seen in Justice League, right? We see a version of Superman who has zero care in the world, right? We saw this in the version where with Injustice, where the Joker killed Lois Lane, and then Superman became evil because he decided he decided to embrace his power and decided I'm not going to be Superman. I'll be, what do they call them? Justice Lords. He'd be a lord because he decided I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to take control of the planet because he believed his version of good was what was going to basically take over the planet. So that version where Superman has no limits, he would beat Omni-Man. That version of Superman where Superman embraces his whole self, his whole power, everything. He embraces and he pushes away his morality, his empathy, and his compassion. That version would beat Omni-Man. So that's why I'm saying there are two stories to this. The Superman we know and love would lose to Omni-Man. The Superman that is not himself, I dare to call him evil Superman, would beat Omni-Man. So it all depends on which version of Superman we're talking about. So regular Superman would lose to Omni-Man. Evil Superman, would beat the living crap out of Omni-Man. But that's just my opinion. You let me know in the comments. What do you think? This is a pretty interesting conversation, because I think it invokes a lot there. And I've seen it out there, but knowing what I know, and again, this is my personal opinion, that if evil Superman, Omni-Man, and Homelander fought each other, evil Superman would stand there at the end. He would. If Omni-Man, Homelander, and regular Superman fought, Omni-Man, this would be a really fast fight. Because obviously regular Superman would not kill Homelander, but Omni-Man would. This would be fast. He would kill Homelander really fast. And here's Superman. Superman would try and stop Omni-Man from killing Homelander. Homelander would hurt him, do something to immobilize him. He would kill, Omni-Man would kill Homelander immediately, go after Superman, kill him, and probably, I don't know. But yeah, so it depends on what version of Superman we're talking about. Regular Superman loses. Evil Superman wins. It would be a brawl. It would not be easy. This would be one of those fights where it would take a while. It would take both of them trying to figure out how to recover. Superman obviously would recover faster because especially if he's exposed to the atmosphere and the sun, he would recover faster than Omni-Man. So that's why ultimately evil Superman wins. It is what it is. But you let me know in the comments what you think. Who do you think would win? Omni-Man, Homelander, Superman? What version of Superman? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, let me get out of here and go enjoy a new episode of Daredevil. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Anyway, I'll take you guys out on the next episode. Peace.